Good morning, Sri Lanka. Welcome back to the show. You're here with me, Amaya, and I have Banu on the show as well. And we've been speaking to you earlier about mid-seas delicacies and going from food to something a bit deeper and something that affects all of us in general. I'm not saying food doesn't, food definitely does. But when it comes to taking control of your life, it's something that everyone would love to do. But sometimes you just feel overwhelmed by all the external factors that are around you that seem out of your control. And it's hard to keep motivated, and it's hard to believe that you are in control of your life. But on that note, we have two very positive gentlemen, I would say, on the show with us, and they are here to share their message of how you can really become the best person you can be and the person that you want to be. Am I right, Banu?
Wow, Maya, the introduction was amazing, you know.
But
really?
You're here to introduce the amazing gentleman we have with us.
Of course, it's my duty, but just gave you a compliment early this morning, Amaya.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so without much ado, as Amaya rightfully pointed out, we've got two opinion formers, opinion leaders in the industry that we're going to talk about. It's not just about motivation, it's about leadership as well, the right skill. You need to have that iota of talent in any industry that you are in. So it's my privilege and honor to say hello to Fahad Farooq, who is the M motivator behind the success, and also Charita Bandara, who is a brain technologist behind this particular program. So good morning to the both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How is it so far? Enjoying the morning on the show?
Yeah, it's fantastic, you know, bright and early.
I love that spirit, you know.
Yeah, well, it is how you're supposed to be motivated, right?
Exactly.
Day.
Right on spot.
You seem like a morning person, Fahad.
I'd like to think of myself as, but not really. You know.
Okay. All right.
Between, I guess.
In the middle.
It's always good to have a balance, Amaya.
It is. It always
Yeah.
is. But now, on speaking about this initiative that you started up, actually your company, let's talk about this. I mean, where did you think of this idea? When did the light bulb go off above your head that we can do something like this? And what is it?
Well, it's based sort of on a 3-year research study that we've been carrying out, because one of the biggest problems we've seen is that a lot of the companies or even HR professionals, they send people for training programs, but they have no way to quantify the results. Yes. So what we decided was, okay, we need to create something that has an impact, but is also going to be fun to go through. So we came up with something that is in 3 parts: realization, results, and recognition. So the realizations are created through a motivational program, and then based on that we have certain results that they're supposed to drive, and then the recognition that happens. So it's the Take Control program is a auditory, visual, and kinesthetic experience. It's a 2-hour experience that they go through, and based on that they sort of have these positive vibes that they want to channel in to things that they can change. So based on their personal environment, their work environment, or even their social environment, go out there, do something about it. If something bothers you, do something about it, and then tell us about it.
You mentioned positive vibes. Explain it further. What do you mean exactly?
Well, the concept is a positive virus. We have this thing called a positive virus, where we say if you believe something needs to change, then you need to do something about it. So you unsubscribe others as a problem, because one thing we do as human beings is we're great at complaining. So this is not working, this is not working, this is not working. But what we say is, after you go through our experience, we give you certain insights to say, okay, these realizations come in, and then if you want to change something, you go about and change it. So if we have a whole community of people going around doing these changes,
so in other words, it's about finding the solution within yourself,
or being part of a solution. Being part of the solution.
Okay.
So you have support as well then around you, where you
Of
know
course,
that other people are doing this changes in their lives as well. But we need to go into more detail on that. But Charita, I have to ask you first now. Fahad spoke about quantifying this, and the process that you have developed actually helps you to quantify these qualities in people. So how does that process work?
If you ask me, can you quantify motivation? What I say is, yes, I can. Wow. If you ask me, can you? I say, yes, I can. Then you might ask me something very silly, but I know how to do it, because I'm coming up with a technology called brain technology. Brain technology is where you don't ask, where do you say, I can't. If you want to do something, you have to ask, how can I do it? The moment that you ask, how can I do it, you see a lot of solutions coming in. So this is what we are going to do. Now we are going to take control of our lives, and we are going to invite the community to join with us. So it's not a miracle, it's a simple stuff. So how we are going to quantify in this program within 2 hours time. We are going to bring in realizations. So it's a carefully designed visual, auditory, and kinesthetic program, where you have even a light show inside the program. So this is the first time in the Sri Lankan history we are going to portray the real world class training. It's a real world class experience for you to have insights. We bring in insights. So if you see something here, we will twist it and we'll ask you, what do you see? We are not going to judge you whether it's right or wrong, but we're going to say, what is your choice? Life is a choice. Now after this, what we are going to do is we invite you to do something positive. Find out a personal, social, professional issue. So you might have certain issues. So if you say, I have this issue, what to do? No one will give you answer. If you say, I can't do anything, yes, of course you are right. Whatever you say is right. In our system, we don't have right or wrongs. If you ask, how can I solve this? You might get certain answers. Your circle of concerns is this much, but circle of influence, if it is this much, you have a lot of dissatisfaction inside you. So sometimes you try to get a lot of motivation from external factors, but for us, life is all about internal satisfaction at the end. So internal satisfaction, for you to have, you should know in what race you are running. Now if I ask you a question, if you want to get the gold medal in a 100-meter race, how long you should run?
100
How long? It's a 100-meter race.
Yeah, so you run 100 meters.
100 meters. If it's a 5,000-meter race, how long you should run? How long? 5,000. So you are running 100
We should have come up with those answers faster, I feel, but I was waiting for the tricky part of the question.
Exactly.
I'm using certain techniques. You are running 100 meter, you are running 5,000 meter. So when you on the way, if you look at her, 100 meters, she achieves this, I don't have. So external factors puts you down. So you cannot have her line. So what we say is, choice is yours. Have your own target. Do that initiative within 30 days. Come into our web portal, upload. We have a world-class software.
So basically the goal is very
individual. You select.
You compete with yourself.
You beat your best. So you upload our web portal, and we have a back-end software. So it takes in and it quantifies the training results, the amount of hours spent, the lost hours, the benefit you brought in, tangible benefits, intangible. So it's a complex thing, because we have done a 3-year research study. So then what we are going to do is we are going to report this if HR has spent on this. So we are going to send this report to HR as a value addition. Even if not, if you have spent 2,000 rupees in this program, what we guarantee is we are going to save 20,000 of your annual expenses. If you ask, how is that? That's the question. How is that? I'll give you the answer. We have 24 merchandising community benefit card. So next year, in every program, we are going to do at least 500 participants, 18 to 40 corporate executives, managers. We are going to invite them to be here. If you are strategically aligned in your life, if you know what you want to achieve, in what race you are running, 100 meters or 5,000 meters, if you spend 2,000 rupees here, you can save 20,000 rupees. How? We have different 24 brands. They give us 5%, 7%, 3% discounts. So when you show this, you exclusively get this benefit. By doing it, we, based on these open economic fundamentals, we pass that benefit to you. You come here into the program and you deliver something to the country, society and the organization, you add value. So it's an interdependent system. So this model concept, we came up with this 3-year research study. So then once you do it, what we say is it's a short-term motivation for you to do something, but continuously do, because we are going to conduct the first ever Power Awards in Sri Lanka. Power Awards means we are going to recognize 100 corporates whom they have brought in a lot of value addition to their organization. Sometimes the HR, sometimes the CEO, they might be very busy because their focus is different. If you are asking for motivation from them, external factors, it's hard. People can't be motivated every time. That inspiration should come within. So what
I think in the corporate world, there is a level of motivation is very, very low. How do you see this part? Because I think in the marketing world we are coming to an era where we're practicing employee orientation. The CEO or the managing director actually takes the perspective of the employee rather than the customer, which is the normal orientation that we talk about. How do you see that in line with this?
In line with this, what I know is I'm not educated. I'm not educated. Why? I don't know rules.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to portray as a brain technologist. This brain, when you are conditioned things, you are in frames. When you move out from the frames and see how can I do it, things come in. So this is an open way of looking at things.
Okay.
If we bring in results to you, we don't need to find out whether it's right or wrong, the background where it's coming from. We need results. Now we can't spend so much of time for this. So this 1 year program, we are going to train 5,000 corporates at the first year research study. So we are launching the next 3-year study. So second year, third year, once we are done with the 3-year plan, we are going to publish these data to the entire country, because we have a separate vision. So this is just a 1 year program. So we would like to invite all the corporate HR, CEOs, decision makers to experience what we are doing, because it's 2,000 rupees. 2,000 rupees you spend, we will save 20,000 rupees your annual expenses.
And that's in
guaranteed.
the long term.
In long term. And we are going to recognize your employees. We are going to do it because training is not a business for us. It's a passion. What I always tell to my leadership team is, I don't have a business. I don't run behind a business. I run behind a purpose. So then money comes behind me. This is what I do always. So sometimes people ask me, you are going to train 100 trainers. You're going to lose your business. What I say is, I don't have a business. I run behind a purpose. There are a lot of money around me. I'm not money driven, but if you want, collect those money and be happy. Our purpose is to make sure people be very happy and they have a self-satisfied life, not competing with each other, but meeting your best. This is what we are doing.
But Charitana, that is an amazing goal to have, and I wish that more people could share your way of thinking. But on that note, I'm going to be a bit of a devil's advocate here, and because the corporate culture that you see here in Sri Lanka is not one where you would think personally of your goals, and it's all about being better than your neighbor and surpassing whatever achievements that they have done. It's all about collecting degrees and collecting different letters next to your name. It's become that, and it's sad, but it's true. That's the situation here. And also when it comes to the type of program that you're suggesting, which involves interaction as well as lights, sounds, feelings, do you think, what kind of response do you expect from the corporates out there? Because it's something new that you've put out there.
Excuse me to tell you, we thought that it would be very hard for us to sell, but let's see what he's going to say.
Well, we actually feel quite wonderful, because within 6 days we were sold out. So the feeling was amazing.
Did you expect that?
We did not actually. Okay. We were 6 days sold out, and
such a pleasant surprise.
It was a pleasant surprise, and we were like, okay, so that happened, and so which is why we are in the process of planning the January program, which is going to be for about 500 people. And I think part of the reason that we were sold out so fast is because the proceeds from the show in November is going to a cancer charity. So what we decided was that to start off with, we don't want any money for ourselves. Of course, we'd cover the expenses and then channel this towards cancer. So that drove it as well.
To tell you more about this, it's not a business for us. We have a company, but we have something called Take Control Foundation. We work on 5 areas that is related to cancer, children, youth, disability and environment. So we have a separate arm in making this country a better place, because our dream is to be the preferred inspirational hub to make this country a developed country, to live with peace, happiness, prosperity and self-satisfaction.
Wow. And on that note, on a very positive note, we have to go for a very short break, Banu. But do stay with us here on Good Morning Sri Lanka, because we will be right back with more motivational tips and tricks here on the show with these gentlemen. So do stay with us here on Good Morning Sri Lanka.